Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am so excited to be getting to this part of the project. I am going to attempt to do a project using this beautiful Santoro stamp. Now, I've just been sitting here studying it. Now, what I love most about this is the rock that she's sitting on, and also the beautiful water that she's got her legs in. So I'm trying to think of a way of doing this stamp justice. Now, in my stash, I have this Card Creations by Craft. It's a pack of 3 dies, and what it does is it makes like a flip card sort of that sits up on itself. Like if you open it up, it has the instructions here on the inside, and it comes with 3 dies, and basically you end up having a card that looks like this. So normal card, your normal card is like this. You score the first part, and then you've got that little shape on the inside, and it sits like that. So I've just been sitting here and playing, trying to figure out a way of making her kind of stand out on the card and making the rock stand out, so more 3D. So I'm hoping to do this 3D kind of project. So here we go. We'll see how we go. I'm using Nina extra heavy cardstock as my stamping surface, and of course I'm also going to be using my large stamping pad. I mean, these are quite large, and it's just perfect for this. I'm also going to be using archival black ink, which is here. So stay tuned for my project. So I'm just going to start off by stamping this image. I am going to use the rubber side of the Tim Holtz platform. Now the benefits of using this platform is that you hold the card down with magnets, and then you ink and re-ink until your image is crisp and every part of the image is inked and coming up. So now this is a brand new stamp, and I've done it twice. After the 2 stamps, I noticed that there are 2 sections on this girl that just will not, right in the middle there, they won't re-ink. First thing I do is I try to insert another paper underneath the card, and it still doesn't do it. So what I do is I add a little bit of a card underneath the actual stamp itself, and that does the job. I want to thank Leanne Pickens for doing that little demo for us on our Facebook group. And yeah, the beauty of this stamp platform is that you can flip it around and redo the first image the same way, and it is beautiful. Now the next thing I wanted to do was the rock. So I am now stamping on normal copy paper, and I did ink. I inked up all over the back of my platform, so I smudged that off, and so I put some scratch paper so that I wouldn't get it too dirty. It's only about a week new. And I'm just finishing off the top of the card there where she was sitting. I'm then going to fussy cut the paper copy, and then I'm going to transfer around it onto just plain craft cardstock. So that's my rock done. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab some oxides here, and I've got 2 colors. One is the Ice Spruce, and one is the, I think, Vintage Photo I used, or the Gathered Twigs, maybe, one of the browns, just to darken it up. Now I've cut the girl out, I fussy cut her out, and I'm just wanting to make sure how I want her. Now see how her hands are out turned like that, as if she's actually placing them on the rock? That is how I want her to sit. So I'm pretty sure that's how we're gonna go. Just showing you really quickly, grab my Prima watercolors, and I'm going for this color scheme. She's going to go for the orange and blue. Nothing too fancy with my shading, you guys. It's just the first layer is very, very light, so it gets an all over color, and then I'm going to go for the areas that are like valleys, and they're going to be a darker or a reapplication of blue. Really easy. So I'm now going in for her flesh tones, and then her hair. And I did decide to do brunette today. I didn't want to go black. I wanted to go black, but I decided to do brunette, and she turns out gorgeous. I love these girls. Here we go now, making the easel card. So the front card, I scored it in half. Now I'm about to stuff up here. This is the part where you make the feature where it sits like an easel. So you mark the middle part, and then I'm just going up now to see how much I want it to fold. Now see how I do it there? Don't do it this way. Flip it around the other way. So not a U, you want it to be an upside down U. So as you see here, I have redone it so that it's properly done. And anyway, it didn't matter because you could easily just sticky tape it on, no problems. So this is where I had the girl and the rock in place, but then I realized that she was sitting quite high up and that her legs weren't like dangling, like touching the flat part of the card where I wanted her feet to be in the water. And if you notice, her feet have lines on them from the stamp, and that doesn't matter because later on I'll show you how I do change that. I'm just now popping her up on foam tape. So her back's on foam tape, and then her little legs are also on foam tape. And I'm just now, so if I make it so that her legs touch the ground, she doesn't look like she's sitting up on the rock and she's off the card, so to speak. And that was the most important thing for me, that she was sitting on the card with her hands on the side, and then that the rock itself was sitting like flush to the top part of the easel. So I went with it anyway. I thought I'll try to find a way of making her legs look like they're in the water. So I lifted the rock up so it's barely touching the top of that easel, and I really love this. This is kind of what I imagined. Next part, the other parts of the stamp are the koi fish and the crab, and I'm just going ahead now. I'm stamping them on, then I'm going to watercolor them on. I'm just forwarding through this, you know what I'm doing. Okay, so then I stamped the bottom part, so the rock comes off, the girl comes off, and we just got the bottom part where the water touches. You've got her feet, which I have done in a really light flesh color, and then I'm actually putting on some blues and then some greens to make it look like it's pretty water. I then do the fish as well in koi color orange. So that's what it looks like now. So here I am going to bring the water up off the bottom of the card, and I'm just adjusting now, so making sure that her feet are flush with the feet in the water, and then I'm cutting off the excess off the bottom so that it fits on the card and it's not too awkward. I pop that up with 3D foam tape, and it's starting to look good. Now for the flat part of the card, basically this is a normal card that I just bought off the shelf, and it's not watercolor paper, so you just have to be really quick. It's a quick sweep of watercolor, and that's it. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm now adding the fishies, and they're on with 3D tape, and then I'm grabbing this 3D Perfect Pearls, which came in the September kit, and I'm wiggling it on like waves, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. She looks so great. I love her. Now, the tackle box here is just an addition to the photo. So I just wanted to show you, I did make another one because I had another idea. This second girl is also orange and blue, but really light orange and really light blue. I did her the same way. Then I lost the footage, and I'm so sorry, but basically what I did was I put glossy accents down, and I threw down some of the glitter glass that we had in the September kit, and it just turned out so beautiful. It looks like shale, you know, the shells that are in the water, and it could also look like glassy lake water. It's just so beautiful. I love the contrast of the two colors. I'm going to throw up some photos now to show you some close-ups, because it's not too close here, and it goes really fast because it's on 4 times. This is the difference between the two girls, the darker in color, and the other one I did make her blonde. She's gorgeous. This is the first one that you saw me make. Just showing you I did add glossy accents to the fishes, so it looked like they were like wet from the water. Here's the tackle box, and it really just adds to the piece. I love the detail, and my lighthouse from home there just seemed to go really well here. Here's the other blonde little girl. Look at these. The glitter glass is fantastic. It just really adds to the feel of the card. I did also add glossy accents to the little crabby there, so he looks like he's glistening coming out of the water, coming to say hi. The fish also, the blue fish are glistening with glossy accents. I love this whole piece. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Have a lovely day.